So we're just working on the leash walking here. So I just wanted to give you an example. We're walking in the downtown area here. So you can see he's doing quite well. He's on a loose leash. He's keeping pretty good pace with me. So if he were, he's not right now, but if he were to get a little too excited and start going too fast, let's go. It's warm out today too, which, I mean, they're always a little slower. It's easier to handle. So if he were to be going too fast, I would just turn around like this way. Let him know. He gets a little leash pressure. I'm not doing a good boy. I'm not doing a leash correction. And then I usually give him a treat with my left hand next to my left side here to reward him for turning with me. This way. Good boy. So if you found that he was in a new place and he was really excited and you felt like he was lunging out, walking too fast, you might just need to do a couple of those turns. You can use the food to reward him, or just tell him he's a good boy when he gets back into the right spot, which is like here. I don't mind if he's like a foot or two out, as long as the leash is loose and he's keeping my pace. So if he were to start trotting too fast, or going way too far out, so there's some people here I want him to ignore. Leave it. Good boy. Good boy. And for the most part, I'd like you to just have people ignore him. Because he's not super confident, he gets weirded out sometimes, and sometimes when dogs aren't that confident, they're like more interested than they should be in people. So he's hitting the end of the leash. So we're gonna turn around. Good boy. Good job. Let's go again. Good boy. So he's like suspicious of people, right? So he's like way too interested in them when he should be able to just walk past. So if he's like a bit nosy, I just give him the leave it command, leave it. And then he turns to me and he gets a treat for leaving that alone and looking at me. Which is basically what the leave it command is. It's like we use food to teach it, but what it really means is don't look at that, look at me. Helps him learn to look away from stuff. Good boy. That's a good boy. Leave it. Good boy. Good job. Good boy. So he's crossed over to the other side. I don't want him on the right. So what I'm doing is I'm using the leash to guide him back. I'm putting some leash pressure on. See how I'm putting pressure on, but I'm not jerking the leash? Yeah, so he knows which side to walk on. And then you don't have to worry about him crossing. You see how he picked up his pace there? He started trotting and then he slowed down, checked in with me. That's awesome. That's what I like to see. The dog starts going faster than they should, and then they're like, I think I should slow down. And when I see that thought process happening, I'm really happy with that. I want the dog to be thinking that. Hey, come back here. So I stopped walking. We're gonna go across this crosswalk. So we always sit at crosswalks. Sit. Sometimes it takes him a second, so we'll just wait for him. I noticed that he's a little surface picky, so he doesn't like to lay down on wet things, and he's a little picky about like whether it's rough or not. Come here, let's try that again. Hey, sit. Good job. Okay, let's go. Good boy. So sometimes you just need to be a little more stubborn than the dog. So the rule is that we sit before he's going a little too far ahead here. I'm just going to stop and encourage him to come back. Over here on my left. Thank you. Good boy. So he was like, no, I don't feel like sitting. But I'm like, the rules that we sit at crosswalks. So I will just repeat myself if you don't do it right away. But I always give the dog a chance to think it through and try it out. And then if I wait for a few seconds and he doesn't do it, like I like to try to count to 10 or 15 in my head, because it seems like you're waiting for a while when you're standing there, but really it's probably only been like 1 or 2 seconds. So I like to give him a little extra time, a little more than that. And then if he doesn't do it, then we'll ask again. There's a little nice water dish here for dogs.